Welcome back to the Sound for More channel and welcome back to another tutorial on Groove Rider 2. Today we are going to focus on the clips editor. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please do follow the instruction contained in the video description. Thank you again. So, Groove Rider 2. Let's click on the init here, or the name of your pattern, and select new here to create a new pattern. Remember, when you create a new pattern, you have also access to a number of parameters, and you can go back here to the init. You can see the tempo, the measure, the length, which is important. That is where you have your default clip length, okay? But you have swing in percentage if you want to set that up, the key C, and the scale, which you can still change later, by the way. Let's select minor, and then the chord set as well, and click outside. Okay, so we have a synth. Nice, great. Let's decrease a touch the mixer. Perfect. Now let's go to the clips here and double click here to create a new clip, and double click again, and you move to the edit screen here where you can edit the content of the clip which you have currently selected. So let's go through some of the controls. Well, first of all, by default you are here in this selection tool mode, or lasso is called in other tools as well. Okay, so if you want to insert notes, you see you can move the position here of the cursor, but you cannot add yet notes. In order to do that, you need to click here on the pencil and then you can add notes. Now if you click again on the notes, it will disappear. If you click and hold, you can then move to change the length, and then at the same time you can also move up and down. And you see also the changes here on the piano roll and also on the keys underneath, which is really good. So the pencil is really easy to actually use, right? And remember, if you click and again you cannot change it, and so if you click on a note you cannot change it, you have to recreate it. Now you can change it, but in order to do that you need to use the selection tool like so, and then you can select it like so, and then you can also move it, for example, right? That is always useful. Now if you want to change it in terms of length, when a note or a number of notes are selected, you have these additional options here. This allows you to click and hold here where it says length, and you can change the length like so. Click and hold here where it says move, and you can move it, right, which is great. But then you can also move it, transpose it up and down. Great. Click here and hold, you can change the velocity. Okay, and here you can change the probability, but much more than that. You can change the probability the moment it is not set, which means it will always play, but you can also go to 90% of probabilities, 50%, but you have also additional modes, which I will explain in other videos, because you can get it to play the first time, not the first time, in a fill, not a fill, only the first time out of two, etc., etc. You can do really lots. Okay, now you can select more than one note, click and hold, and like that you can select multiple notes, and again then you can transpose them up and down, move them, etc., etc. Change the length of all of them as well, which is really nice. Okay, so you can also, if you just click very quickly, you can move up and down, so you can see you're scrolling, right? And you can use also your fingers, of course, to scroll, and you can zoom in, pinch in and out. You can do all of that standard controls, right? Additionally, here, if you click on the menu, you can select all, and it will select all the notes, and then again you click outside to deselect those notes. Now the piano roll on the left hand side shows all the keys, but if you click here you can say scale lock mode, and it will only show you the the notes of the scale, which you can also change here. Okay, which is really good. If you click here, it goes back to the part, but not to the clip, and that can be a bit annoying, but that is how it is. Next, here you can enable the clip to play, and also you can set it to play in a loop or not, and the loop is defined here, as you can see. So let's arm it for play. Let's click play. So as you can see, it's playing on the loop. Let's remove the loop. And it stops. Okay, so that's nice and simple. Okay, so this control is for automation. I will cover full automation for clips and also songs later on. Okay, so let's remove actually this. Let's go to normal mode. I actually prefer it, but you don't have to. Other things you can do. For example, click here on the menu, just say duplicate loop. Okay, it has duplicated the loop, which is really good. Now you have two measures. Now you can undo and redo. Up to you, right? So that's good. You can also change the length of the bar like so. Okay, so in that case, you have two full bar instead of having one. But then again, it is up to you in terms of what you would like to do. Additionally, here you have a paint control, which works really nicely like so. Now, the length of the note is dictated by the grid here. So if you want to go to 64, okay, that is how it works. Here you can set up the grid, okay, and also if to snap to the grid or no, okay. So that's quite important. Now, this tool here allows you also to select what you want to remove. So it works like a lasso or a select tool like so, and it removes all of those, which is really good. Works really nicely. Now let's go back to the pencil tool and let's click here and let's say that we want it to 1/8, so we'll snap to 1/8 like so. You can see if I didn't have a snap on, I have more flexibility. See? In terms of where it ends, okay? So, and that's important in terms if you want to have snap or not to the grid measurement. Of course, you have also dot and triplets, which is really good as well. Now, let's select everything and let's select here again and click delete. So, nice and simple. Back to the pencil tool, let's create some notes. Doesn't really matter, we don't have a snap on, so... Okay, now what I want to show you is the quantize. Right, so let's select everything like so. Then let's go to quantize. You can select the division. So let's quantize to 16th, click quantize. You can see there's been slightly movement. They're being quantized to the division of 1/16. Of course, you can do the same for the ends of each note. And then you can do the same for a different division, like 1/8. Nice, or 1/4. So as you can see now, they are quantized at start and end of each note to the division of 1/4, right? And so on and so forth. Okay, so that is really, really good. Now, in terms of notes, right? So you can, of course, let's go to the selection tool here. You can, for example, select these notes here and then just say copy. Then you can position your cursor somewhere there, and then you can say paste, and it has pasted those notes. And of course, you can also cut as well. Something else which is really good as well. Let's select everything and then let's remove. Let's again type insert some notes like so, and let's select them all. Now, here you have another option, which is half the time or double the time. Look, it has half the time, so it changed in terms of where the notes are located, but also the duration of the notes as well. So it is actually doubling the time, and you can half the time as well, which is great. And of course, if you double the time and then you double the time again, you can see they get further apart and longer as notes as well. Half and half again. So that is what you can do with half time and also double time. You also have this additional tool here, which I think is really good. So let's say that let's remove again these notes, and let's say that we build a bit of a melody, something like that. Okay, let's play it. And let's say we start to add some notes here just to test, right? And actually, let's ensure that we have snap on. So, okay, maybe 16th, right? Something like that, right? Let's say I want to hear these notes here, but not these two. So I click on this tool, click and hold, select those, and make them like ghost notes. And I can use those as ghost notes for references, or for example, to try with or without, and then you can select them again and then go back to playing those notes. So I thought that is actually quite good, right? Next, you can also mute a track and also solo a track as well. So lots of different things that you can do. And remember, you have undo and redo as well, okay? Now, if I go back to the path like so, and then I go to edit, you can see that is still there. If I go back to clip and then edit, that is still there. Of course, if I double click, create another clip, double click on it, I'm in a new clip. If I want to go back to the previous clip, unfortunately, I need to go to clip view and double click on the clip that I want to edit. So you have a lot of different controls that you can use. You can select. You can use the pencil to draw notes. You have a paint tool to draw rapidly lots of notes. You can remove them. You can make them ghost. You can change the scale here to normal or scale mode. And then you have a lot of different options under the menu. You can quantize and change the grid measurement, including snapping to the grid. And you can solo and mute the track. So lots you can do. Of course, click here as well if you want to have more space to use inside your clip editor. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and as always, see you next time.